Hey guys, welcome to Wanderlusting Lawyer and to the latest in my Question of the Week series where I try to bring you just a video in about 5 minutes or less answering a common question for a Camino beginner. Today's question is, what do I need to bring to do my laundry on the Camino? I don't know about you, but this was one of those things that kept me from really actually planning to go do the Camino for a couple years. I was had this fear or just weirdness around having to wash my own clothes and them being clean and stuff. I don't know. I can't really explain it, but if you're like me, maybe this is something that makes you apprehensive before you go. I have a whole video about doing the laundry on the Camino, tips and tricks, so I'm not going to repeat everything that you can find in that video here. I'll post the link up above if you want to check it out. But really today is just about what do you need to bring. So most places actually provide laundry sinks. Not all, but sometimes it's the sink in the bathroom, but usually there's a laundry sink. Sometimes there are washers and dryers, but not always. You can plan ahead for that on sites like Gronze, GRONZE.com. They list pretty much all the albergues and I think indicate whether you have washers or dryers. But let's say you're going to be doing your laundry by hand. What do you need to bring? I advise bringing 2 or 3 things. 1, a dry bag. Now, normally a dry bag is designed to keep wetness out, so you put stuff in it, and if it rains or whatever, the stuff inside stays dry, but generally they work the other way too. If you put water in them, that'll keep water in, and they're usually a pretty resilient fabric, not fabric, but whatever they are, so they won't rip or let out water. I bought the Scrubba wash bag. I also have a video about that. If you've seen it, you know that I wouldn't buy it again. I don't think it's worth the $50 price tag for what it does. I bring it on my Camino. I brought it on my last Camino just because I had already bought it. But in general, a $1, $5, $10 dry bag should be fine. I'll put a link below for one from Amazon. That's if I were going to do this again, I would probably bring. So basically, that's what you want to soak your clothes in when you're in the shower. You take off your clothes in the shower, you put them in the dry bag, you put in water, and then you need the second thing you need to bring, something to wash your clothes. I've tried the tiny little strips that look like those Listerine strips here in the States. You can put in your mouth for fresh breath. Did not like them. I tried the shampoo bar, soap bars. Didn't like them. What works for me, what I prefer, is shampoo. Shampoo gets sudsy, so it really helps get the dirt and dust out of your clothes, and I like the smell, so it's a win-win for me. My clothes always seemed about as fresh as they were going to be by hand washing, so I went with shampoo. And usually, sometimes albergues had a bunch of extra shampoo, so I would just take a little for my clothes that day. Or in some of the bigger cities, in the supermarkets and stuff, you can buy a small travel size bottle of shampoo to replenish some. Or if you're traveling with other people, buy a bigger bottle and either share it or just leave it in the albergue. I'm sure they always appreciate having more shampoo. So that's what I used. And then the third thing is, I bring a little plastic soap dish, essentially. It has the nubs on it. I talk about it in my full laundry video, but I use that to then scrub my clothes too. The sinks that are provided should have the ridged edges to scrub your clothes, but if they don't, or if there isn't that kind of sink, or even if there is, if you have really if your clothes get pretty muddy, for example, having something with those nubs is really helpful. I will also put a link below just for where to find one of those. It shouldn't be more than a couple bucks. So yeah, I would bring a dry bag so you can soak your clothes while you're in the shower. Then I would bring shampoo to wash your clothes and one of those nubby soap trays. And that's all you're going to need to do your laundry on the Camino, guys. Buen Camino.